There we go. Alright, I'm going to be reviewing and reacting to Dragon Age, the Veilguard, the official gameplay reveal. I'm very interested in seeing this after seeing the trailer for it, because I'm like, what tone is really gonna be the game? Because that was a very weird trailer. Like, that one was so slapsticky and jokey, I gotta be like, that can't be how the main game is. I've already had people tell me that it looks like it plays more like Dragon Age 2 than Inquisition, so we'll see. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I liked the gameplay for Inquisition and Dragon Age 2, so we'll see how it looks. I'm hoping, like, graphic-wise, it's gonna look a lot better than the trailer, because, I mean, obviously the game's been worked on a lot longer than that trailer was, because that trailer's, like, largely very cinematic, but, like, my opinions going in before watching this are that I think the trailer was probably like a kind of a poor judgment call, maybe just like an idea to get people interested in Dragon Age, maybe like have something fun and attention grabbing, and for like people who haven't been to Thedas in like 10 years, they're kind of like, hey, remember how much fun you're gonna have, and it's gonna be so much fun to play, and the tone just doesn't hit the mark, because where you ended off at Inquisition is like Solus talking about tearing down the veil and potentially like ending the world as we know it. So that's not really like, that's a very weird kind of trailer to transition this fourth game into it, you know? It's odd. So I'm gonna see how this goes gameplay wise and see like what we can expect. Alright, let's go. On the beginning for it. There's my volume all turned up. Yes, it is. Dragon Age Veilguard. The following footage was captured from software in development and takes place very early in the game. Okay. So I guess it's kind of like us getting that a sneak peek of Inquisition, where I think we were fighting in like the snowy mountains. What are the Jarrow Mountains? This has been edited for brevity and to avoid major spoilers.
I hope Ness is going to find anything as you claim. She's the best damn detective I've ever met. If she says she's got a lead on Solus, I believe.
Okay, to talk about Solus. That was the really weird thing about the trailer, was it's like the title for this game has been Dragon Age Dreadwolf for the longest time, and they didn't have the Dreadwolf or Solus at all in the trailer, which was weird, unless he's hidden in the background somewhere. But it was really weird, so I'm glad they at least right out of the gate on this are like, yes, we're fighting Solus. Oh, it's gotta reload. There we go. Oh! It's gotta be into Winter, right?
We'd be in more of a hurry to get out of here.
It's like a floating
Don't
area.
look conspicuous. Just get out of here nice and casual. Find Veilguard and stop Solus.
Yep, this definitely does look more like how I kind of was thinking to Winter would look. From how, I think I've seen like drawings of it in some of the concept art kind of books and in some of like the comics that have been released, so this definitely looks more right. Oh, so is that like its own... Okay, is this his main guy? Like... Rook, level 1 rogue, backstory, shadow, dragons, custom appearance. Okay, I don't know what that means, but let's go. Wait, so backstory, I guess, can we pick our origins a little bit? It said rogue and then backstory separately. Like in Inquisition, if you picked an elf, you kind of had a backstory already. If you picked a human, you had a backstory, or a simple one, a very simple one. But I'm wondering if that means it's going to be a bit more like Origins, where your character has more of a backstory that maybe has more of an impact. So let's maybe so. Find Nave Gallus. So yeah, it's one of the people you're recruiting. Neve?
You still think
This does look good.
down before he starts his big ritual? That ritual is going to tear down the veil.
With all the
only
raindrops.
thing separating us from the Fade and an endless number of demons. I have to talk him down.
Okay, what is this?
Well, I didn't do anything!
That is interesting, because this almost has like a similar vibe to like a futuristic like dictatorship, but it's old-timey like mages, and there's no tech. That's so weird, because it's like a beam of light coming down from this floating machine that's not really a machine, but more like just a magical device. That's a very weird vibe.
Get down. Are they after us? Is it because of the bar? Word travels fast in Minrathous.
The
Gotta
bar.
help them.
So they have something? Okay, so we have a choice to intervene here?
Time to get arrested, especially.
Ooh. What is that? Is that a tear in the veil? Yeah, it's tear in the veil. It's a demon scream.
We're too late. The ritual started. But if we hurry, we can still stop Solus before he finishes.
Yeah, we gotta run.
Harding's this way. She'll get us to Dumont Plaza.
Holy shit. This is kind of giving me like Mass Effect 3 vibes when you're trying to like escape Earth and there's just like Reaper forces dropping down everywhere and you're fighting them but also just running from them. Because you didn't even fight that demon. I think that's a... I don't know what that is. Shit. Yeah, because they're not even... Jesus, yeah, they're not even coming... Well, okay, there's a little bit of something. Nope, that's the big veil over there. They're really just popping out of thin air because the veil is thin enough here. That's really interesting. That kind of sucks. That'll make for some, like, very intense moments in the game, probably. Because, like, if you're just going to be walking and they suddenly appear, that can be a little intense. What the... Okay, so all these demons are weird. Go, go!
This way! It should get us to Harding!
Finding Harding. There's a little, like, Inquisition eye, I think, floating above that. I don't know if that was, like, a magical marker, or if that was, like, a game marker, or if that was, like, a sigil they're using to, like... Because the Inquisition's still kind of a thing. It's either still, like, a solid force or, like, an underground network based on how you ended Trespasser. So, I don't know, maybe that could have been, like... I don't know if that... What I mean is, I don't know if that was, like actually in-game, or if that was, like, a game mechanic that we use to visualize where we're going, if that makes sense. Like, was that something that the characters see, or was that something the player sees? So, I don't know. It could be either way. There's Harding!
Now, get inside and bar the door as quick as you can.
Let's see.
Okay? Thank you, miss.
Oh, I love that we get to play with Harding this time. I wanted her to be a companion so bad in Inquisition. I'm very excited to see her in this one.
I've been doing what I can to help.
Lace Harding, scout, hero of the Inquisition.
People out here.
And a lot of demons. Haven't seen this many come through the faded.
Okay, why is Varric's hair so dark? Is it him going incognito, or is it just naturally getting a little darker? Because his hair's supposed to be kind of blonde, isn't it? Like, I don't know, he looks like Thorin to me. Like, it's very odd. He looks nice, but it looks different. I don't know why his hair's suddenly so dark. He could have just dyed it.
In years.
Oh, there's multiple chairs
What
now.
about you two? Are you okay?
Ooh, the new dialogue wheel. Okay, so...
We're good, but we need to move. Agreed. Solus isn't waiting, neither do we.
Yeah, y'all need to run.
Right over there.
Oh, Harding's got all your gear. That helps.
Wasn't she at the meeting point?
Venatori got to her first.
Oh yeah, the
We
Venatori.
grabbed her before we arrived and paid off the bar owner to keep it quiet. I'm not surprised our detective did something to piss off a cult of murderous blood mages, but their timing stinks. The bar owner said the Venatori took Ned to Dumont Plaza. Can you get us there, Harding?
Rook, you're with the Shadow Dragons. I figured you'd know Minrathous better than I do.
Okay, so that sounds like they're already like implementing potentially the background or origins you've selected for the character in the
Sure,
game.
but Minrathous is huge. This is nowhere near my neighborhood. We can try.
Don't worry. Scouting's my specialty. Follow me.
The veil tears look really nice. I really like how they're looking. And all the demons look so much different. Like, I guess it's because they're just coming right in from the fade.
Demons, here they come.
Oh, this is nice. I don't know what I would say this is more like. This does... Honestly, I could see it kind of being both like DA2 or DA3. Gameplay's good. Or it looks nice. Obviously, I can only discern so much from watching them and not having the actual controls in my hand, but it looks nice. Yeah, I can tell like the hits definitely have like a weighted feel to them. That's really good.
Good. Let's get to Dumont Plaza and find Nev.
Okay, so... Okay, that is really cool. They're using magic as like signs. I mean, I get Teventer is a lot like more heavy mage population, so that's really cool. It does create like this weird blend feeling of like this old-timey like ancient city or old town, but then also like a futuristic city where there's like hologram signs everywhere. Like that's really cool.
Patch yourselves up if you...
That's a lot of fucking rats. Okay. Okay, so...
If Solus tears down the Veil, doesn't that destroy everything?
Solus always talked about how beautiful the ancient world was.
That world existed before the Veil, and he wants to bring it back.
And so they were yelling like Imperial Order, Imperial Lockdown, so I guess... I don't know if that's because of Solus invading, or if that's like, there's... I don't know much about Teventer, so maybe, I don't know if that's just how it is, like it's just a really strict city, but that's not how like Dorian and other Teventer characters really framed it, so I'm feeling like something else is going on here, and it's just making the whole thing insane.
Kills us all in the process.
So who would survive? Who would survive the Veil coming down? Like, it seems like most everyone would die if the Veil came down. Like, I guess Solus would survive, but what indicates who's surviving and who's not? Because even before, like, Solus mentioned there being humans, I think even before they put up the Veil. So, like, it sounded like in the third one that if he brought down the Veil, most people would die. Is it you have to have magic to survive, or anyone who doesn't wield magic would die? What about like animals? Like I'm assuming most like things on the other side of the Veil. Obviously the spirits and demons, they're coming through like it's nothing, so they'll probably be fine, but I'm wondering like what is it sounded like the level of destruction was gonna be like it was going to be cataclysmic to the world of Thetis, so I'm curious to learn more about what exactly, what's the survival percentage for bringing down the Veil? Oh, these guys and their stupid fucking hat. How do you fight in hats like that?
Looks like the Venatori.
Yep, the Venatori guys with their stupid hats.
More intruders!
They're just putting themselves at a disadvantage with hats like that. Wasn't there like a scene in Star Wars with the Stormtrooper where the guy actually like hits his head on like a door or something because his helmet is that bad? That's what makes me think. That's what it makes me think of. Just bad helmets. Okay, is this doing a crackdown because of these anomalies in the rift? Or has it been going on regularly?
Yes, we're sliding down.
Let's just slide. We're not coming back the way we came now. Ooh, what is that? It's like a sphere with an orb. A dome. Ooh, what is this? I love that it pauses. I love that you can pause to do these special moves. That's stupid. Because when you're playing like single player and like it helps to be able to pause for a second to coordinate your attacks so much. I feel like you couldn't do that as much in like Mass Effect Andromeda. You kind of just had to go. You just had to go as it was going. I guess they wanted you to do it so you can keep the momentum of the fight going. I'm okay with a brief pause so I can like coordinate attacks. Because in Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3, you could, when you clicked your little buttons to do your special moves, it did a momentary pause. And I like that. Okay, yes. What did you even pick up? That was so tiny. Oh, there's our new character.
Right, howdy. Not the worst timing.
She really reminds me of Vivian, like Nave does.
It's so good to see you.
Is that her name,
Not
Nave?
the
Neve?
worst timing.
Nev, okay. Like, she has the ice magic, she has, like, her outfit kind of looks similar to it. I think Vivian was from Orlais, so it's, or Orlais, so they're not from the same area, but they have, like, a similar, like, aesthetic vibe to them, which is interesting. I wonder if their personalities are going to be a lot different. They're just, their outfits and how they compose themselves is very similar to me.
We thought the Venatorian kidnapped you.
They thought the same thing.
Yeah, and she walks with sass like Vivian does, so
A lot
that
of
works.
Victoria in the city have reason to be evil.
Oh, did she freeze them? Yep, she did.
Play along. My daddy wanted to settle the score.
She does have a prosthetic leg. Okay, I saw like a fan art of that already. Like literally the day the trailer dropped, I did not notice she had a prosthetic leg. She has, it's like golden. That's really cool. And they even had it kind of hooked back. There's a lot of prosthetic legs that have like it kind of bend backwards a little bit. It's more like at the heel where like as if she's wearing high heels with this prosthetic. But that's actually really nice because it like I've heard like a lot of prosthetics, if like ones that look more like legs are sometimes like a little harder to balance on than ones that actually curve backwards. So that's actually really cool. Like she made it look awesome. I don't know if she did it, but that looks really nice. And it's got like really strong supports on it. That's really cool.
Appreciate it. Rook, this is Ned Callis, our local expert.
So they just can call you Rook for all of it, like you have Grey Warden, Hawk, Inquisitor, Herald. Now this one's just gonna be Rook. I don't know if I want to be called Rook the whole time. It makes me think of Game of Thrones with oh my god, that guy being called Reek the whole time. Like, I don't know if I want to be called Rook all game. Maybe they'll call you new names as you like advance. Like in Fable, you start out like Sparrow, and then you can become like the King. So maybe we'll see.
She's gonna help us find solace. Ned, meet Rook. Both of you have done some work for the Shadow Dragons.
Isn't that a coincidence?
Some old friends said if I was working in Tevinter, the Shadow Dragons are worth trusting.
So is your character going to just defaultly be a Shadow Dragon? Like it looked like it was an option, so we'll see.
We haven't got a lot of time. Marek said you had a lead on
I do really like our main character's voice actor as the guy character. I really want to hear the girl's voice actor, but I really like his voice.
I haven't seen Solus in person, but I did find hints of old magic, similar to what you get in Elfin ruins.
That's really cool,
I traced
like
it
magic
to a
lamps.
building beneath Our Lady of Victory. That's where your man is hiding.
What? Is that a building? That
Let's go.
that is a building that did. Holy shit, that is huge. That is an enormous statue. Okay, it looked like they were almost still in a tunnel, and the statue was still in the room with them. But that's so odd. I really like the effect of like they have magic lights hanging from the ceiling, and during like the earthquakes as like the battle's going outside, the magic lamps are flickering like electrolytes during an earthquake. That's a cool little
Before
addition.
this ritual he's doing gets any worse.
Worse, this ritual's already drawing more power than I'd expect from a dozen mages. You told me he was working alone.
I also told you he was an ancient elven god.
Oh, thank God. Well, whatever he is, he's causing trouble in my city. Let's go.
I'm starting to feel like Vivian walked so that Nave could run. I kind of like her already. I really like her. Okay, team discovers Solus' hideout and an Alluvion gate, the portal he's used to escape the city of Minrathous. So he's ducked out, maybe, or is he already here? They step through the gate. Okay. Hideout, Alluvion gate. So they've tracked him down. They're not showing us that yet, and then we're just gonna see them stepping through the Alluvion for the first time. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, this looks really good. This is really good. This is like a forest blowing around in a rainstorm. It looks nice.
I know these trees. This is Arlethan Forest.
And there's your ritual. The power involved. I've never seen
Oh, wow.
anything like it.
There's a bunch of statues up there. There's all the ancient Arlethan.
The tremors are getting worse.
Arlethan.
And we've got demons.
Oh, I'm wondering if we're gonna see if all the demons are just gonna look different in this game, or if we're gonna have more that look like the demons from the previous game. Because it could be most of them are gonna look different because they're coming straight out of the fade. So I don't know. Because these all look different. So I'm guessing these statues up there, are they different? Are they these figures, like they all representing different elven gods, maybe? Oh, I like that. You can really zoom in with the bow and arrow. That was really interesting. I didn't really register until just now, but it was like he was like flawlessly transitioning in between swords and bows and arrows. That was really nice.
I thought the demons were bad back in Minrathous.
The fade's a mess as opposed to the ritual. No telling what could come through.
Oh, we got those Fenariel statues.
Those tremors are getting worse. Keep living and try not to think about it.
Yeah, that was really nice. I think in the other ones you literally have to go in and change your gear up. Like he just with like minimal, like very easily switched from like range to close combat. So that was nice. Usually with a rogue you have to like choose, are you gonna have your bow or are you gonna have your sword? So that was really nice. I like that it feels like you have more of an option there. I'm sure you can still spec more into bows and not and like dual wielding, but I really like that. There we go. Where is it? There we are. Because that looks like it's labeled Pride Demon. But it has like all those blue, like almost electrical looking tendrils coming out of it. It doesn't even have legs. They're just floating around. It almost looks like, it looks like it's almost trying to manifest legs, which is not going. Watch the circles. You're in a circle, move. Oh yeah, I think all of us are rogues. We have no heavy hitters in the squad right now. It is Varric, Harding, this main character's a rogue, and then Knave is a mage, so we're all trying to do distance combat and fighting this tank. Everyone's just trying to dance around them. They're all airborne. That I guess is a little odd. Usually at the beginning of the game you have like one tank or something. Right now you got 3 rogues and a mage. I guess they kind of wanted your character to maybe be the warrior or the tank.
How did a demon this large get through the veil?
It's a pride demon. Damn thing probably sent Solus' ego.
I wonder where they're going to say the Inquisitor is during a lot of this. Or I wonder if we're going to see our Inquisitor in this one. That'd be kind of nice.
Good enough. Let's get to Solus.
I hope we do. We have Dreadwolf statues. Is that a new scar on Varric, or is that... Did we already have that? Oh, there's Solus! 10 years. Holy shit. Mel just showed up.
I'll take it from here.
You sure?
Positive. You three just keep the demons off me while I talk to him.
Nothing happened to you, Barrett.
So this isn't gonna stop just because an old friend asks nicely?
That is a good, yeah.
Solus needs someone to sell him another option to help him justify changing his mind.
I do think it's a mistake, but you should also try, so.
Come on, Tarek. We didn't come all this way just to talk to him. He was my friend, Brooke. I gotta try to reach him.
Yeah, you do.
But if he won't listen to me, then he'll hear from Bianca.
Nothing better happened to Varric.
Brooke, take care of the team for me.
I don't like that. Those are like famous last words. He just walks up, casually taps him on the shoulder or something.
Chuckles. Hope I'm not interrupting.
It's Solus! Oh, he looks good. I love this camera work.
Let's buy him some time.
I honestly want to hear what they're saying to each other, but
Derek is getting through to Solus.
We better talk fast. We can't hold these demons up forever.
so I guess this I don't know if there were a lot of different places elves lived. I know they said Arlothan was like the ancient city of elves, or like its main place. So I guess this whole thing was Solus's home. I'm assuming it was either his home or a center place he like went to often with the other elven leaders of the Pantheon.
The veil is a wound inflicted upon this world. It must be healed. By drowning the world in demons.
I have taken precautions to minimize the damage, Varric.
Minimize them. People are dying right now. You need to listen. Please.
Damn! Did he just break Bianca? He broke Bianca!
People are always dying. It's what they do.
Yeah, I knew Bianca was gonna stop him, but you don't break Bianca!
Need a better plan.
Do you want me to take the shot?
You don't break a man's crossbow!
What if we disrupt the ritual?
How?
See those statues? If we break the scaffolding holding that one up, the whole thing will come down on Solus.
It's risky. Interrupting a ritual of this scale will have consequences.
And what about the demons? Varric needs us to hold them off.
Right. You two stay here.
Okay, I'm kind of seeing maybe more where this game's gonna be going. Like, we're gonna intervene this ritual, and it's gonna mess up Solus's thing, and it's gonna mess up us, and we're all gonna have to, like, deal with it. Maybe.
Fine. But you'll need backup. I'm with you.
I was also surprised Varric didn't just tackle Solus off the pillar after he broke Bianca. I would have understood if he did that. That's how Dreadwolf's defeated, by Varric just tackling his ass off of this platform.
Let's go, hon. Yeah? Keep the demons off us.
You got it.
No. This looks really good. Like, my concerns with the trailer are mostly like gone right now. I'm really. This looks really good. This is about the vibe we were expecting and hoping for. So. I'm hearing a lot of voices. I feel like I'm hearing English out of it, but it could be like voices of it could be like the Elven language chanting something, or it could be Solus has talked about how the veil reflects memories, so it could be we're just hearing voices of the past in this. It's really cool. Okay, that has to be Solus. Maybe?
Why tear down the veil? Knowing all the lives it'll cost.
We shared the journey years ago. Do you believe that I would do this if there was some other better option?
The pillar's weak, but
It isn't falling. We need to push it.
I'm with you.
Together. Now! You came a long way and made a valiant effort, Larry, but this story does not end with my downfall.
It might. Into the pillar downfall. Ooh. What is that? Oh, that was a perfect spot to end that. Let's see, what was that? Okay, we're backing up. Wow. Okay, so I'm thinking that might have been right. Like, we messed up his ritual, so now things are coming through unchecked, and Solus had some kind of checks and balances to trying to, like, contain some of the damage that was going to come out. So my gosh. Okay, so I don't know exactly how that's going to go down. Coming fall 2024, the Veilguard. Let's back it up. I kind of want to see a better image of that. Like, or those aren't the elven gods, are they? Or the members of the pantheon? Those look like those don't look like humanoid. It looks more like oh, what was he? The Archon? It looks more like what, Corypheus, and like it's really twisted. Okay, hold on. Let's slow it down here. Playback speed times. Let's slow it down. Yeah, that doesn't look like a freaking person. That's a weird hand. It's like tentacly. It has tendrils coming down off it. That looks like an Archon. I keep wanting to say Archdemon, but that looks like an Archon or something like Corypheus. Ooh, I saw a face flash on the top of that thing. Does it have two faces, or is that a mask? That is really creepy. And that one. So yeah, did not go according to plan. Let's see. I guess Solus fights him first. I wonder, like, my only thought is if that was not... I don't think that was something he planned, so I'm wondering what's going to happen after that. Like, he's going to try to kind of hit him or stop them, but they just take him out or something. I don't think Solus dies here. I think he's going to be throughout more of the game, but... My gosh. Okay, so in terms of, like, how that compared to the trailer, the gameplay looks great. Like, this is almost what they should have released instead, or they should have released this first and then done the slapsticky trailer. This definitely looks a lot better. This is more of what I was expecting. It has, like, the right tone to it. I'm sure we're still going to have fun moments because it's Dragon Age. Dragon Age does still have fun times in it, but the tone is much more how it should be here. Fall 2024. Okay, that's actually, it's not winter 2024. It's like summer now, so we get that pretty soon. We don't have it. It doesn't show an exact release date, but that's okay. As long as there's no day one DLC, I will not be too angry about checking it out. There we are. Let's see. Yeah, so they did cut it. There has to be like a ton cut out in between this. So that has to be like our first main mission we're doing, like when the Inquisitor first goes to that big first rift to try to steal it and calm it down. So we're just getting like a glimpse of what's going on. So I'm already. I'm excited to see more of it. I'm excited. This kind of like reinvigorated that like desire to want to play it. I still was gonna check it out if it ended up being corny and kind of campy like the other trailer, because I still love playing it, but I feel a lot better looking at this one. This is a much better like teaser or reveal for it. I still think they're probably gonna drop another Dragon Age trailer that's not as jokey as that first one, just because of how much criticism and backlash they got from that first one. I feel like after these two, we're gonna have another trailer. Like, we're definitely gonna have something else that tells us exactly when it's coming out, but I think we're gonna have a much more serious trailer as it gets closer. I don't want to like spoil myself too much, but I love like getting to see everybody again. The graphics look great. Solus looks great. I love the Varric. He has such a good heart. I love he's coming up there to try to like negotiate and go like, Solus, please. I was worried Solus was gonna straight up strike him, which I think he would if he felt like cornered enough. Because Solus firmly believes in what he's doing, which I like that we have a villain like that. Like we had. Like the first one was like there was just an evil uprising, which is fine. Like a big, just almost like a natural disaster type threat that you have to band together to fight. That's fine. And it had a bunch of other. It had like the issue with Loghain in it, and betrayal, and like battle for power going on. The second one had has some nuance as well, with like there being like religious radicalism and extremism, and then even the majors went to extremes that was wrong, to fight for what they believed in, and that was interesting. Third one you mostly just fought Corypheus, which was you had like a natural disaster and then like a very cartoon villain that you were fighting. But I love that it built up Solus, because I love these types of villains that just seem very nuanced, and that you can kind of go like, I get why you're doing this and I understand. I really like that kind of villain, because Solus is trying to save the world as he knew it, or he's trying to preserve what was. Maybe he's kind of come back and he's seen what the world's become, and he doesn't think it's good for whatever reason. And here's the thing, we don't know what Solus is comparing it to. He could be right. We have no idea. Like, I would almost want to see a little bit of what the past was like, to see if it would be better than this. And then you have to compare, like, is the loss of life to how the world is now worth trying to change the world to what it could be? So I don't think it is. I think you're going to be fighting a lot of this, but then I wonder if it's going to pull like a Legend of Korra kind of thing, where they permanently do alter the world a little bit, and then every Dragon Age game going forward is going to be a lot different than what we expected from the previous ones. Like, it's going to have a lot more mystical and spiritual stuff going on. So, I mean, they could go that route. Solus could partially win. We don't know. But I do really like his character, and I do really like him being the villain here, because they did a perfect job setting him up in Inquisition, because he was kind of like, not meek, but he was an odd character, because he was very composed and almost carried himself regally, despite him saying he was just like a traveling hermit that liked to hide out in caves and elven ruins. It's something about him was always weird. He never told you anything about his family or his personal life like that, other than just liking to go into the Fade and liking to explore the Fade. And that was like, I remember watching that and I'm like, this is weird. Like, we know, like, despite Solus being almost more like more open to conversation than like Vivian is, I knew more about Vivian than I did about Solus in terms of like her past and her life. Solus didn't tell you anything, and that was really weird. So you gradually got to know him, you get to see kind of who he is, and he slowly raises these red flags as the game is going. Like, if you take him with you to some ruins, he gets really pissy about Fallon Din, and I love that. Especially looking back in hindsight, you're like, he's just talking shit about a previous like co-worker. It was great. I absolutely love that. And then it's just like, it's nice that we got to play like an entire game with Solus as our friend, and then he turns against you, or he goes his own path. Like, he doesn't even really want to turn against you, but he knows you're gonna fight him, and he knows you are now on opposing sides. Like, he didn't even want to like hurt Varric. He chose to break Varric's bow break Varric's crossbow Brianka, instead of actually pushing him away. So I think that says a lot about the like how who Solus is and how he wants to go about it. Like, he sees a lot of this damage as like something that's necessary, even though he mentions trying to minimize the death toll and what goes on. So I that again speaks about how he's not just like a cartoony villain like Corythius. So I really like that. I'm just happy to see him again. I'm like all the animations were looking really good. I really liked his outfit. I really like seeing Varric again. I want to know who else we're gonna see from previous games show up. I've had people say they think Meryl's gonna show up as like a supporter of Solus, which she very well could. Like seeing her show up maybe without Valisline or something like that. That'd be crazy. Or because Hawk could be dead or alive. So there's we could see Hawk again. The Warden has been just MIA this whole time. The Warden has been somewhere looking for a cure for like becoming a Grey Warden and the corruption. Your Inquisitor, we haven't heard, we didn't hear anything about your Inquisitor in this one, so I want to know if your Inquisitor comes into play, because your Inquisitor could be so many different places depending on where you left Inquisition and who you're romancing. My Inquisitor romanced Solus, so I want to know if she's going to show back up to try to talk him down like Varric did. Because, like, that would make sense to me. I can't see her not showing up, especially because she's alive at the end of Inquisition, and they were like, we are going to work together to save Solus from himself. I'm expecting to see Cullen again. I'm expecting to see Liliana. Oh, well, I might have made her the Pope, so we might see Liliana. We might see her. Josephine might come back. Really, any of your characters that survived could come back, but again, characters that might have died are going to play a much more minimal role, most likely. I kind of want to see if we have any more returning squad mates, because so far Varric has beat everyone by being a squad member in 3 games. So he's been in 2, 3, and 4 now. So he's our big squad mate that has just carried over multiple times. Like we actually haven't seen a lot of people from 2. We saw Alistair some in the second game and the first one and the third one, depending on what you have him do. But it would be nice to see them all again. I'm expecting Morgan. We haven't seen anything about her in this, but very likely she'll be coming back as well, because she most likely has like an archdemon child, and I wonder if they're going to use that in some way. Like, because they should do something with it. And on top of that, either Morgan or your Inquisitor has like energy from the Elven Well from the 3rd game. So they should, that should mean something in this game. Like, we should see something return like that with it. I guess because Morgan is the most likely person to come back, because she was in the first one. I can't remember if I don't think we saw her in the second one. Then we see her in the 3rd one. So she likely has an archdemon kid and potentially has well magic, and she's potentially Flemeth/Mythal's daughter. So she very well should be coming back. Liliana, maybe, because she could be a spy, or she could be the Pope. We don't know. Cullen very much could be, depending on where the Inquisition's at. He could have retired. I don't know where he could have just left. Because this looks like it's been a while after Inquisition, but it'd be weird thinking Cullen would just leave unless something else pulled him, like he had some pressing issue. But this is kind of like the apocalypse, so it'd be kind of weird to explain away characters going off to do something else when the world might be ending. Like, that's going to be a hard defense there if you're like, oh, this character can't come over and help us because they're in a bakery in a different town. I'm like, the apocalypse is happening. Everyone should be trying to stop this. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm very interested to see, like, I'm interested to see more, but I also don't want to spoil myself too much. This says fall, so it's likely going to be late fall, so I really want them to give us kind of more of a date, but I guess they're still, like, finalizing some stuff to see where it goes. But I guess my second thing is obviously this was just showing gameplay from the beginning of the game. I want to know more about Gavin. He's the warden. So he's a warden with a griffin, and I want to know more about that griffin. I really want to know more about that. I didn't really expect to see anything in this, since this is like early gameplay, but I really want to know more about Gavin. because I want to know where that griffin came in, and if we get to have that griffin as like a little extra party member, or if it's gonna chill at your camp or your base, or if you're gonna get to take him with you like the dog character, because that would be fun. If you can switch between the characters and you can play as a griffin and like maul demons with the griffin, that would be amazing. That is my dream, and that might not happen, but I would love to be able to do that, because being able to play as like a Mabari in the first game was already just absolutely perfect. I love doing that. Oh my gosh. Another thing I really would want is if we had a mage character, I would really love if they brought shapeshifting back, because that was so much fun in Origins. I love that Morgan could teach your character to shapeshift, and you could turn into like a spider or like what could you do? You could do a spider, like a bug tornado. You could be like I thought you could be like a tornado of or a mess of like flies or wasps or something. I thought there was a third thing, I can't remember it, but that was so much fun. I love a game where you can kind of be a druid and shapeshift into an animal. That wins points for me every single time, because that's just so much fun to play as that. So yeah, and then it already showed us some new options with the rogues. We know that you can both kind of like you can do both distant, like ranged and close combat attacks by switching through bows and the knives, which wasn't as easily done in the other games. So I like that. Yeah, I can see that a lot of improvement has been made to the combat. I like how, like as they were fighting, I could see how like weighted some of the fighting was, and that was just it was really nice to watch. So my gosh, I want to know more, and I have to wait now. So I guess we'll wait to see more for it. But this has gotten my hopes back up. I think the gameplay reveal was a very smart thing to do quickly after that other trailer, because people were concerned, and this helps alleviate it and saves it a little bit. So we'll see what comes more in the future. But yeah, I guess that's about all I have for right now. I might think of more later, but alright, yeah, those are my thoughts on the Dragon Age freaking Veilguard gameplay reveal. I can't wait to play it later. I've always been a huge Dragon Age fan, so alright, see ya.